Social action is a critical part of what we do here at Surrey Square. We have a really clear vision where we are committed here to being more than a school. And for us, that means that we work from the core, equipping our community to thrive and to build a better world for themselves and others. It's really critical that we show the children that if there are challenges and issues in their lives, that there are tools that they can use to overcome these issues and affect positive change.
There's a saying with a child, you train them in the way they should go. And if from young they're able to learn about what's going on around them, learn about issues that are bigger than them. These issues are everywhere. It's not hidden.
There is a lot of deprivation and a lot of need in the area. A lot of our families are facing issues with their housing conditions.
We have 84% of our community that are in the bottom band on the IDACI deprivation index, and we have 25% of our community that are in temporary accommodation.
Children most definitely can have an impact in social action, and I think there's a power, there's a strength in a child being able to share such emotions, like to share such vulnerability. If we're able to teach the children, and if children are able to come together and speak, I think anything they'll say would have much more of an impact than anything I'm able to say.
We really wanted to make sure that we were helping our families look at ways that they weren't just putting a sticking plaster over the issues, but they were really digging into what is the change that's needed. And that's where our support comes in.
We carry out whole school community projects looking at particular issues that affect our school.
This led to us building in campaigning work into our curriculum projects. So in the classes, the children in their listening circles discussed what problems they were facing, issues that they were having. There were the issues around their own housing that they were sharing.
They were really concerned about pests in their homes, so infestations of things like rats or cockroaches or mice.
And the problem that we unpicked with them was that actually the council weren't listening to their families.
So the thing that we focused on that we felt would be winnable was actually getting the council to sit up and take notice and hear the impact from children, what it's like when you're having your dinner and a rat runs across your kitchen table and how distressing that is.
The staff spoke to the children about what potential actions could happen, and they said, well, we need the council to listen, so how do we contact them? And that's where the letter writing came in.
On cut out bits of cards in the shape of cockroaches or ants or rats. The whole idea was that the envelope would be opened and all these kind of rats and cockroaches would spill out onto the table. It was really powerful. The cabinet member for housing from Southwark Council came to meet with all of those children. So they actually held her to account for what was happening and asked that things could change.
Which showed the children that small action of writing, when they all did it together, all 60 of them, it created an outcome that they wanted.
And it also shows them that what you're fighting for doesn't go in vain. So you're not just doing this and then it's getting put in the back of the classroom and never looked at again. It's something that is being put out there in response. You know, you've got people who are working to do what they can't do as 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
So I came across SuperKind on Twitter, clicked on it and spent a lot of time looking at the resource and all it had to offer, and was surprised that it was a free resource and how much there was in there and how much content was there.
It breaks all the areas of concern down so that children can really hone in on some of them. And I know that in the community projects that we're doing across the school, the children can choose which ones they want to focus on. So I think it's really brought focus to the work that we've been doing for many years, and it's made it accessible for the children to be part of.
So we build projects into our curriculum. We have a project afternoon once a week, and the campaigning projects are one of 3 projects that we do annually. Where it can work and where it can fit into other subjects, then it is incorporated into other subjects. So where we had the letters being written to the council, obviously that is your literacy focus and it's real purposeful writing that the children are doing. They're learning about the issues in that afternoon, but they can apply the actions in other areas of the curriculum where it fits. So we have an inset time for teachers to share ideas initially. We have time given for them to actually create their projects in our planner. And then they have another follow-up inset where they tune each other's projects. And so this is where the whole teaching team come together. They'll share the problems that their children want to focus on and the ideas of actions. All the other teachers ask questions about it and then give feedback. It really enables projects to flourish even more.
Social action is such a big statement. There's so much under it. You walk home, you see maybe a homeless man in the street, there is a social action project that stands behind that man and are trying to make it different for him.
So they've evolved with SuperKind over the last couple of years. We now use the Sustainable Development Goals as a focus for each of the projects and the campaigns, and it's allowed us to mean that the campaigns are either a local focus or they're a broader global focus, and it's allowed children to have the full range of those different areas to campaign on. But having that resource means that they are able to do it independently and they are able to access it, and it's in language that they can relate to and understand. So on the SuperKind website there's the action toolkit, and again this enables the children to see the variety of different actions that they could take. It also helps our teachers when they're looking as well at what actions they want to share with their classes in order to choose from. Teachers and children can explore the different change makers from around the world. There are so many on there. Watch videos of them in action and find out more about children their own age that have made a difference across the world. The suggestions and examples on there really help get the creative juices flowing for both children and teachers as to what they want to do. So we can see the impact that this has on the wins that we have in the campaigns, but more recently we were able to have some figures on this in terms of impact. The Big Ambition survey, which was led by the Children's Commissioner, had a statement on there about children feeling empowered to make positive change. 65% of 10 and 11-year-olds nationally said that they did feel empowered in this way. And at Surrey Square, when we asked the same question to our children at the same age, 90% of them said that they felt empowered to make positive change. So it really does show that it is having an impact and it's doing what we want. We want our children to leave knowing that they can influence positive change. The advice I'd give to other schools that want to start putting social action at the core of what they do, I think I would say to them to listen to your community, listen to what the issues are, the genuine, authentic issues that you could then take in and start supporting and really thinking about what you could do to move that forward. I would also say to use resources such as SuperKind for the class teachers to explore the Sustainable Development Goals with their classes, start to see what you could potentially do using this resource that is at your fingertips and just making some small steps to actions that you can do as a class together, and then move from there to evolve it even more.